Okay, so I know it's been a while, but welcome back to Close Enough Garage. Getting caught in the cracks here. So I haven't updated for a while, and the reason being is I had pneumonia, thought it went away, and it came back even worse to the point where I ended up in the hospital because at one point I'm still having a hard time catching my breath, but I was just sitting there on the couch and all I could do was just and my wife's finally like, all right, you stubborn bastard, you're going to the hospital. So we got that, went through the whole course of antibiotics. I'm just at the point where my lungs are healing now, so I'm back in action. I have done some things. I'm playing a lot of catch up, so I'm sorry I haven't filmed a lot of what I've done. Did the steering head bearings on the VTX. Got some stuff squared around on rodeo here. Did some work for some other people. Worked on a couple of cars as well. And it wasn't going to be cohesive to filming because nobody wants to see me, move, turn a bolt, and then stop and for the whole video. So I kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of a chill from that. I know I was tired of it, and it wouldn't look good on film. So anyway, I know that a common problem is plugged fuel vents on a lot of bikes because what you have is a vent that goes up inside of the tank here, and it's a very thin line, and it comes down, and it'll dump out on the bottom somewhere, and that just allows the sealed tank to communicate the fuel pressure with the atmosphere. So as that pressure from the gas, the vapors, the fuel builds up inside, it escapes through that vent and out the bottom of the bike, and you never even know about it, but it keeps everything running good and keeps your fuel supply flowing good. One thing I noticed with this is I started taking it for longer rides is after about 20 to 30 minutes, especially running at a constant throttle, it would start acting like it was starving for fuel. And then when I would go to get gas at the gas station or, wherever, or just take the cap off, I would hear a whoosh of air every time I removed the fuel cap. So what that told me was that vent was plugged. And when that vent's plugged, the fuel's not going to flow right through the system. You're also starving your fuel pump and taking a good chance of burning that out because a lot of fuel pumps, they've got the liquid circulating through them, and that's actually how they keep the motor cool because in a fuel system, there's not a whole lot of air where you have your liquids and everything. It's basically liquid cooled. So what I did to start was I took a section of old clutch cable and I pulled it apart to get it to the right diameter. I untwisted the braids from it basically, and then shoved it up inside of the vent from the back side and pushed it. And even with that, I wasn't able to get through the blockage. 150 PSI of compressed air wasn't enough to get through the blockage. And I'm not going to mess with it like that. So instead, what we did here was a very quick fix. And I took the original Honda Shadow gas cap and actually made it a vented fuel cap. Now I'm going to get up close here and hopefully we can get some focus on the camera. Very good. So normally your fuel cap's going to have a flat bottom here. There's not going to be any hole. What we did was we took about a 1/16 of an inch bit and focus on that, please. Well, it's good enough, I guess. Close enough, right? So there's a spring right behind this aluminum. So what you basically want to do is come in and take your drill bit and just tap it. Take little tiny bits of material away at a time until you've got an open hole there because there's a spring, and what that spring will do, there we go, is that spring is responsible for pushing these locking tabs out to each side. You don't want to drill through the spring. You don't want to break through the coils or anything like that. So just take the material from where it's at, right through that one layer of aluminum. And basically what that is going to do is turn your keyhole into a fuel vent. So now it doesn't matter that your fuel vent in your tank is plugged. You don't have to go out and spend hundreds to $1,000, whatever the case may be, to get a new fuel tank. You just take your cap, take it off, use a hand drill. I chucked mine in the drill press and used a small centering drill for it. But you just, like I said, you just want to go through that one layer of aluminum. Just don't get into the spring, don't destroy the spring, or you're going to end up buying a new gas cap. And then if you're real anal about it, rekeying everything to work with the new gas cap. So if you're starting to get symptoms that your vent tube is plugged, blow air through it from the back or from the bottom with the gas cap off, listen to it. You should be able to hear air flowing through an open vent, obviously. If you're not getting that, it's plugged. If you can't take apart the clutch cable like I did, ooh, here we go. If you can't take that apart and run it backwards through there, twist it with the braid, kind of use it like a plumbing snake. If that doesn't work, go ahead and vent your gas cap. And I solved a big problem with the bike in, 2 minutes with stuff that I had laying around here already. Ironically, I even had the drill bit I needed already chucked up into the drill. So, problem solved. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And hopefully, we've managed to help somebody else today. Have a good one.